NGR. What does it mean? An expose on the N-word from a hip-hop perspective. Written by P.E. Mccallum and read by P.E. Mccallum, better known as Pow Shadowz. Dedication. Dedicated to our key and Astari, Aubrey and August, my entire family, and the Africana Studies Department at Tennessee State University, as well as educators like Paul Dawson from Jefferson County, striving to understand the N-word and why it's so popular among blacks. LOL. Rest in paradise, Dr. Wilsine Yifru. Thank you for your leadership and for being an excellent example of a scholar. Thank you for pushing me to be a better student. You made your transition before telling you I wrote this book. I know you would be proud. Forward by K. Melvin, better known as MSA. Words have defined people, places, emotions, and history. Words inspire and transform. Words have shaped entire cultures. The use of words has a multitude of different meanings, contexts, and intensities. We must strive to understand words properly, because often it can only take just one single word to destroy or elevate a people. Let's seek to broaden our understanding of words and uncover the truths and myths in the very essence of words. Examine the origin and the evidence, the power of words. Chapter 1. What is the meaning of NGR? Intro. Expose. To bring to public notice, disclose, reveal, to expose the facts. According to dictionary.com, the N-word is probably the most offensive word in the English language. We know about the British colonizers and slave traders who seem to love to use the word according to what we've seen, read, and heard about in movies, books, and testimonials. It has become such a devastating word to our American consciousness that it's hard not to cringe when you hear it with the hard R. As a culture, Americans generally dislike the hard R, and understandably so. Black and indigenous men, women, and children have historically been discriminated against, redlined, and even lynched behind the harmful applications of the word. We have seen horrible atrocities done to black and indigenous people in the Americas and abroad, and as a society have grown to despise the N-word, at least when presented with the hard R. But for some reason, even with this tumultuous history, many members of the black and indigenous community have embraced the word and even see it as a term of endearment. Nigger is an ethnic slur, contrary to belief, not an endearment term, and we should only accept it in its proper form. When I say this in my song, NGR Part 1, it may lead to the question, well, what is its proper form? If there is a proper form, and some will argue there is, and some might say there is not, that appropriate form would be NGR, according to history. Since the educational system limits what is taught about minorities in America and, in particular, black and indigenous people, it may be years, if ever, before any critical discussion about the N-word in the educational system is even considered. The educational system needs to be fixed. It needs to give a balanced historical view of the world and more cultural diversity, critical thinking, and problem-solving training. Instead, it tends to leave the youth with more questions than answers about some of the essential things in life and an obscure view of world history. Image control, for example, has been used to control the image of how we in society view certain people and often gives an altered idea of historical people and events. As in the case of American Indians rarely being portrayed as black or dark-skinned when many were black. The images of black and indigenous people in America have been contrived and depicted in such a way as to paint a particular narrative of them that has not always been favorable. This expose is more like a journey through history.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?